Alright, here we go with Illy now. See how long it takes her. Storage on my phone was full on the last one, so it ended the video just as I was getting ready to pull in the driveway here. Sorry, girl. Gotta watch where you're going. Alright, so here we go with Illy. Let's see how she does. Looks like the last two were probably around in between 10 and 15 minutes, somewhere 12, something like that. So we'll see how Illy does. Come on, baby. Let's go. Yeah, she likes to do a little bit more lollygagging. So I'm guessing probably around the 15-minute mark would be good for her. We'll see. She might surprise me. Come on, girl. It's just another one of the neighborhood dogs out barking at us as we go by. But as you can see, Illy's a little bit smaller than the other two, and she's a little harder to work. She likes to go for walks and get on the treadmill and bike rides and stuff, but you just don't get the results that you get off of Hope and Rocky the same, which is something that I'm sure a lot of people can agree with. Is every time, every dog, every day brings something different, seems like. And you almost got to work them all accordingly. So that's something I found out. Kind of read it a few times on the internet and didn't really understand what it meant, but after a little bit of time, it does make more sense. You know, if you've got one dog, something like this may not be as noticeable as would be for somebody that has 10 per se, and then, you know, you could even take it a step further and say, well, the guy with 10 dogs isn't going to notice it near as much as the guy that's got 100. So it's kind of one of those things, kind of gauge it by each dog and the ones before and after them, I guess, to kind of get an idea of what you got or what you're working towards. But as you can see, she's steadily plugging along next to me. She just doesn't really get into the whole pulling the bike down the road and knocking me off at half the time type of stuff. She does like to stop a little bit here and there and sniff the ground and pee, poop, just like any normal dog. Come on, let's go, babe. Sometimes I just gotta try to encourage them to move on once they're done. Get them in the habit of trying to keep moving instead of stopping at every little bush and fire hydrant along the way to pee on it, whatever. But it's important for them to mark their territories, and that's basically how dogs talk, you know, with their other senses, because you know, they're not always listening for the other dog to bark. They may be smelling the ground, you know, or watching the trees and leaves blow and, you know, looking for that movement. But they're good friends, as you can see. They never do me wrong, and I do my best to never do them wrong. Sometimes we get into some arguments and might call each other names, but at the end of the day, they're happy to be with me and I'm happy to be with them. That's why I like to spend as much time as I can with each dog individually. What are you doing there, girl? You about got us twisted up over a damn paper bag. Really wanted that, didn't you? Pack of tops, rolling papers, ground, a little chunk of race car tire. But yeah, I don't have the following that some of you folks have. You know, hundreds, thousands of subscribers and views and likes and all this stuff. But that's the beauty of me, I think, is that I don't really have anybody to impress. The only one I'm trying to impress is myself. Trying to keep myself happy, my dog's happy, healthy. That's pretty important to me, you know. Way more important than getting online and trying to, you know, poke fingers at certain folks or individuals or their dogs. I try to stay away from that stuff. But it's kind of one of those things. It's going to come with the territory. And then it's just something I want to try to do, is make sure that I stay as humble as possible, no matter what I'm doing in life, whether it be working dogs, raising kids. You know, I try to do my best. Sometimes I don't always succeed, but I try. Now I'm just kind of getting into this mindset of, well, I haven't really done nothing positive, you know, achieving anything too high with the dogs since I did my breeding. And my breeding to me was an achievement. It was something to be proud of. And now I'm just kind of sitting back and working with the individuals that I have, trying to culminate the best possible gene pool out of these 3 dogs. Well, I guess really 5 dogs, you could say. And trying to build a family with that. It's got a couple different options and ideas as far as the future goes for me. But again, you're not going to catch me trying to sell or peddle the offspring anywhere. If you got, you know, some friends around that are into the dogs with you, they're good places to work with as far as housing dogs, partnering up on dogs, or breedings, things like that. But you know, as everybody says, you want to make sure that you're breeding to improve not necessarily the breed in one as a whole, but at least to better your yard or better your stock, your genes, your blood, you know. But that's the thing. One person can say, oh, you're doing great. Another person might say, oh man, he's not doing anything except wrecking the blood that he's got. He's, you know, bred himself into a corner. Or, oh, he don't know how to breed. He shouldn't be breeding, period. Well, that's for each individual person to decide on their own, you know. I don't like to try to dictate towards others or tell them what they should or shouldn't do. I can give you my opinion, you know, and I'll try to keep that as unbiased as possible. But you got a lot of people out there that are just making noise, and it seems like they want to, you know, get under people's skins, and it gets kind of old after a while, you know, always bickering, folks always talking bad about the next man. To make other people mad so they can make themselves look good, type of thing. Oh, I got the best, here's this. It makes a little bit of sense. People that, well, you know, sell cars, they're gonna say everything they can to get you to buy that car, regardless of whether or not you want it or need it. You know, you just gotta keep that in mind, you know, in any aspect in life, really. So, just a little extra motivation I got today from somebody online that said, if you want it, go out there and get it, take it. You don't look for others to credit you and acknowledge you because you want to. And that stuff may come down the road. You know, some folks are in this for the right reasons and some are not. The ones that are in it for the right reasons seem to always be trying to help the lower guy or the next one in line get an extra edge or understand things. But you know, at the same time, when you're doing that, you got to be cautious of others, what they think, how they feel. The goal is to inspire folks, not to degrade and demise them to nothing, you know. Yeah, we all start from somewhere. Most of us at the bottom, like me here, riding bikes with my dogs, you know. But I'm not really looking for any type of recognition or any great, oh, look at this guy, he's done this or he's done that. Because I mean, I really don't care what, you know, others think about stuff like that. Just doesn't make no sense. It's just like that guy I just rode by. He probably thinks, oh, who's that guy talking to? Well, probably nobody. But you never know. Somebody might hear this someday. Think about how things may have progressed one way when they should have progressed another way. You know, let things work themselves out. It'll do what it's supposed to in the end. But just don't let anybody discourage you from trying, doing what you want to do. Because that's just fuel for them to make themselves look better. Just another victim. Somebody who said this and that and didn't do nothing. So, be something. Be part of something. You know, join your local clubs. Support your local dog man. And help be part of the American dream. Ain't that right, Il? That's right, baby. We made it. 16 minutes, just a minute over what I thought. So you're a little bit slower than the rest of them, girl. We're gonna have to get you on a super fast diet. Get you some energy boosters. Come on, girl. Let's go. Alright, well, we'll talk to you guys later. This is me and Illy checking out New Family Kennels, March 7th, I think. Have a good day, y'all.